are heating up fast across the NFL landscape, and today the spotlight is firmly planted on Washington, where star wide receiver Terry McLaurin has finally broken his silence. After months of speculation, vague updates, and behind the scenes, whispers, McLaurin went public and didn't mince words. He's frustrated, disappointed, and looking for answers. Speaking openly for the first time since his minicamp absence, McLaurin made it clear that the lack of progress on his new contract is taking a toll. He's not holding out just yet, and he hasn't requested a trade, but the message is unmistakable. Washington needs to step up. His words, frustrating and disappointing, rang loud across the league, signaling that patience is running thin and time might be running out. Now, if you're a Patriots fan, you might be asking, what does this have to do with us? And the answer is everything. Because while McLaurin insists he wants to stay in Washington and keeps reinforcing that he's not pushing for a trade, the truth is that public frustration like this rarely ends quietly. Front offices listen when players of his caliber go public. It's a strategic move. And in a league where wide receivers are being shuffled around every offseason, McLaurin's comments are going to trigger conversations, whether Washington likes it or not. He's 29, staring down 30, and he knows this might be his last big contract opportunity. The Commanders' front office has a tough decision to make. Do they pay big for a receiver approaching the wrong side of 30, or do they let go and hope for younger, cheaper talent to step up? For the Patriots, that's where the intrigue begins. New England has been on the hunt for that number one receiver for a while now. They've built a young core, revamped their identity under new leadership, and brought in names like Stefon Diggs to make a statement. But imagine pairing Diggs with McLaurin. Two elite wideouts who can stretch the field, create mismatches, and completely change how defenses game plan against the Patriots. It's not just about talent, it's about culture, leadership, and experience. McLaurin brings all of that. And while he says he's not looking to leave Washington, the Patriots are known for quietly watching these situations develop. If it ever gets to the point where trade talks are on the table, you better believe New England will be listening closely. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. For now, McLaurin remains in Washington, hoping that ownership steps in to secure a deal that reflects his value. If nothing changes by the start of training camp, and especially if injuries start piling up around the league, that's when the situation could explode. That's when teams pick up the phone. That's when calculated moves are made. The next few weeks could define McLaurin's future and potentially shake up the entire wide receiver market. And for the Patriots, who are always evaluating and always thinking 2 steps ahead, this is the type of opportunity that can't be ignored. Switching gears, we look at another position group the Patriots have already started to strengthen. Linebacker. And the name turning heads right now, Robert Spillane. After coming over from the Raiders, expectations were high, and Spillane hasn't disappointed. He's already penciled in as a starter, but the real surprise came when ESPN dropped their latest positional rankings. Spillane, who often flew under the radar with national media, is now getting his flowers. While he didn't crack the official top 20 list, he received enough votes to land just outside of it, sitting at number 26 among all off-ball linebackers in the NFL. That's no small feat considering how deep and versatile the position has become. Think about it. Fred Warner, Roquan Smith, Nick Bolton, Frankie Louvu. These are the names dominating at linebacker today. Spillane might not carry the same national profile, but people inside the league know what he brings. Consistency, toughness, and leadership. And leadership is the key word here. The Patriots are building something new, something different, and Spillane is expected to play a major role in that transition. It wouldn't be a shock to see him wearing the green dot on his helmet this season, the signal caller of the defense. He's smart, experienced, and vocal. And in a defense that's getting younger by the day, having a guy like Spillane in the middle could be the stabilizing force they need. But he's not alone. The linebacker room is getting crowded in all the right ways. Christian Ellis is another name you need to keep an eye on. The Patriots made it clear they wanted him when they matched his restricted free agent offer, and now he's got a shot to start in that 3-4 base defense. Alongside Jack Gibbons and Jelani Tavai providing depth, Ellis has a chance to carve out a real role. He's athletic, disciplined, and fits the mold of what the Patriots want on the second level. Depth at linebacker has been an issue in recent years. but this group might finally have the right balance of youth, experience, and upside. And if you're looking for a true wild card in the linebacker conversation, look no further than Marde. Mapu, his journey is one of the most fascinating on the roster right now. Originally brought in as a safety, Mapu is now transitioning into a linebacker role, and the results so far are promising. It's not an easy switch, going from patrolling the deep field to working in the box, taking on offensive linemen, shedding blocks, reading run fits. But Mapu has two things you can't teach: speed and the ability to tackle. That's what Mike Vrabel, the new head coach, is emphasizing across this entire defense. Fast, physical, relentless. And Mapu checks all those boxes. If he can show comfort and command in the trenches during training camp, he might just force his way into the rotation. Of course, if the transition proves too difficult, he's also someone who could find himself on the bubble. But right now, all signs point to a player who's hungry, determined, and ready to make a statement. The linebacker competition will be one of the most fascinating battles in camp. And while the coaching staff still has decisions to make, it's clear the Patriots are doing what they can to build a defense that flies to the ball, communicates well, and plays with energy. That's a culture shift, and it brings us right to the top, Mike Vrabel. He's already starting to leave his imprint on this team, and it's happening faster than people expected. The behind-the-scenes clips from off-season workouts have shown a coach who's locked in, passionate, and brutally honest. One moment stood out in particular, when Vrabel addressed the team after an OTA session, reminding everyone that it's not going to be perfect. There will be mistakes. There will be highlights and lowlights. There will be missed assignments and explosive plays. And through all of it, the team has to stay together and trust the process. It's that kind of message that sticks. That kind of leadership that sets the tone for a team trying to reclaim its identity. And the big question looming over Foxborough now is this: who will carry that message onto the field? Who will wear the C on their chest and lead by example? Jabril Peppers might be one of those guys. He's already taking on a vocal role, breaking down huddles, firing up the locker room, and leading in a way that feels authentic. He's been through adversity, fought for his spot, and earned the respect of his teammates. Don't be surprised if he's one of the new captains when the season kicks off. Of course, there are other candidates as well. Robert Spillane, as mentioned, has leadership written all over him. Drake May, the rookie quarterback, might not be ready just yet, but if he continues to command the respect of the locker room, that could change faster than expected. And then there's Stefon Diggs. He's new to the team, but not new to leadership. With a big money deal and elite production under his belt, he could be the spark this offense needs. Not just on the field, but in the locker room as well. And in names like Will Campbell, who's already acting like a vet despite his age, and the leadership core for this team is shaping up in a powerful way. All of this leads to one simple truth: the Patriots are building something real. The roster is younger, faster, and more competitive. The culture is shifting, the expectations are rising, and every position group is being evaluated through a new lens. Wide receiver, linebacker, secondary, it's all up for grabs. Every spot must be earned. And with training camp around the corner, the pressure is only going to intensify. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors have been swirling in the NFL world as whispers emerge about Darnell Washington, the promising tight end from the Pittsburgh Steelers, potentially forcing his way out of the Steel City to make a surprising move to the New England Patriots. The sports grapevine is buzzing with talk that tensions in Pittsburgh have reached a boiling point, igniting speculation of an unexpected off-season shakeup. Washington, a young talent with significant upside, had been seen as a key part of the Steelers' future plans. However, recent reports suggest a rift has developed between the player and the Steelers' organization, possibly over playing time, contract discussions, or his role in the team's offensive scheme. The details remain murky, but insiders hint that Washington is growing increasingly frustrated, fueling the fire of a potential departure. This has led to growing unrest among Steelers fans who are concerned about losing a promising asset under less than ideal circumstances. The Patriots, always on the lookout for emerging stars and savvy about capitalizing on discord elsewhere, are reportedly intrigued by the prospect of adding Washington to their roster. New England's front office is rumored to be monitoring the situation closely, weighing the benefits of making a move to acquire the tight end who could add a new dimension to their offense. The Patriots system, known for adapting to the strengths of its players, might be just the environment Washington seeks to thrive. If the move does materialize, it could leave a sour taste in Pittsburgh, where loyalty and tradition run deep. The idea of a homegrown talent pushing for a trade and ending up with a longtime rival would certainly stir emotions and could signal a shift in how the Steelers manage player relations moving forward. Fans and analysts alike are keeping a close eye on how this story will unfold, as it may have ripple effects beyond just Washington's situation. While nothing is official yet, the buzz continues to build, and insiders suggest that the next few weeks could bring clarity to this developing saga. Whether Washington stays put or embraces a new chapter in New England remains to be seen. But the Steelers' locker room atmosphere and their future strategy might already be feeling the impact of this brewing controversy. In the high-stakes world of the NFL, where careers and legacies can pivot on a single decision, this potential move is one to watch closely. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.